Sunday Superstars. This is a project from a team in the Low Country Diversity Leaders Initiative from the fall of 2009. The issue that they identified was certain kids in our communities which are sometimes forgotten about, which are sometimes excluded. These are children with special needs. They decided to partner with the Children's Museum of the Low Country. The museum had a program called Sunday Superstars, and what they wanted to do was to enhance and to expand this program and make it more available to children with special needs. Please enjoy the video.
Welcome to the Children's Museum of the Low Country. We are here today to give you an overview of the team project for Team DLight, or Diversity Leaders Initiative Group, helping teach tolerance. For our project, we partnered with the Children's Museum of the Low Country, located in historic downtown Charleston. We believe that teaching children tolerance must begin at an early age and should include exposing them to a diverse range of people, experiences, and ideas. The team project focuses on expanding access to the museum to a more diverse range of children and their families. Our project also includes some elements to help the museum advance its mission, increase community awareness, enrich programs, and enhance the services. We hope that ultimately our efforts will help the museum better serve the community's diverse population of children. We also believe that the museum provides an environment for the children to interact in an enriching and educational setting that helps teach tolerance, understanding, and an appreciation for all people, regardless of race, culture, age, gender, background, physical ability, or any other difference that they may have. And there is no better way for me to tell you about the museum than to show you and to let you hear directly from their leadership.
Hi, my name is Dennis Churls, and I'm the director of the Children's Museum of the Low Country here in downtown Charleston. I'd like to welcome you to the museum and tell you a little bit about what we do here every day. Our philosophy is hands-on interactive learning through imagination and play, but it's also children and parents and children and caregivers playing and learning together. We stress the importance of education, and our education is not confined to a classroom environment Monday through Friday, September to May. Education is 24/7. Education is all about us. It's the world around us. It's getting hands-on, interactive fun, but also learning at the same time. And children and parents playing and learning together is very important. And that shines through in everything we do here, from our programs to our birthday parties to our art classes and field trips. Everything we do is about inspiring creative play and imagination through education. Some of the special programs we have here, like our CML Superstars program, is designed to expand our horizons and to expand our reach to the community that needs it most. And through cooperation with, much like the Team DLight here, who's been very generous and helpful with us, we've been able to expand our program to open our doors for free with children with special needs and their families to come enjoy the museum in a barrier-free environment with less crowds and less stimulation, so they really get down and enjoy and learn and play together as a family and take advantage of all that we have to offer.
One of the goals of our project is to create greater collaboration between programs that provide recreational and educational opportunities for children with special needs. When I worked with the Charleston Miracle League, I learned that there are many wonderful programs in the Low Country, but there's very little cooperation among them. In fact, there's often intense competition for participants and limited funding resources. Some of the programs in the Low Country include the Charleston Miracle League, Camp Happy Days, Camp Good Times, Charleston Therapeutic Riding, and many others. Our goal is to make introductions among the various program directors so that they can learn about Sunday Superstar program, increase awareness of the Children's Museum, and the way that we're going to attempt to do this is to invite program directors, special education teachers, and therapists to an open house so they get an idea of what programs the museum offers, and we'll also reach out and try and forge relationships between these various individuals and provide some opportunities for greater cooperation among the programs. One idea that we have that will be a work in progress is the establishment of a buddy program for the Sunday Superstars. What a buddy program would do would be to match each participant in the Sunday Superstar program with an able-bodied buddy. The benefits of this are that the buddies get an opportunity to experience the joy that the kids have in participating in the Sunday Superstar program, and the participants get the opportunity to make new friends with somebody outside of their immediate family. And what we'll do is market the buddy program to civic organizations, church groups, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, fraternities and sororities at the local colleges, and we think this will be a great program enhancement as we go forward.
One of the objectives that Team DLight had is that we wanted to also increase awareness with children with special needs. So as part of what we wanted to do, we created a page on the website that's focused specifically on children with special needs. So we were able to find all the various activities, organizations that focus on children with special needs and put it all in one place on a page on the website under the Children's Museum. So those who are advocates, who have children with special needs, they had a source that they could go to and find out what they needed to know that was happening in this area. The second thing we wanted to do was look at more so partnerships. So with the Super Sundays program, we looked at different schools, look at getting volunteers from universities and other nonprofit organizations to help out and bring more awareness to what was happening here at the Children's Museum as well as the Super Sundays program. So with those two efforts, we believe that we made a major impact in making people more aware that there are resources out there, that there were places that they could plug in, assist, and help, and more importantly, try to bring more awareness to a different form of diversity, which is children with special needs.
Hi, I'd like to begin by saying hello to all of my fellow students here in the Diversity Leadership Institute, and to tell you what a great experience this has been to be with you and to be learning with you how we can be better community citizens. As our team, our DLight team, as it's known, began to look for a community service project, we looked at a host of different agencies. We looked at some healthcare projects, we looked at some projects impacting the elderly, but we really fell in love with the Children's Museum of the Lowcountry. I think it was actually Jennifer DeWitt who put us onto this agency. I visited here for the first time about a month ago, and I'll tell you, it really touched my heart to see the great work that Dennis and his team are doing here. We talked with Dennis and asked him what we can do to assist them, and they came up with a number of great ideas. A couple that come to mind are, we'd like to create a night at the museum, bringing in some agencies that work with children with autism and other disabilities, and perhaps assist them in connecting and finding out what they can do to assist this wonderful agency. The other thing we're doing is talking to our grants writers down at Roper St. Francis Healthcare to see if we can assist them identifying some not-for-profit grants or some government grants. So let me just conclude by saying this has been a great experience, and to say to my fellow DLight team members, you all are number one. It's been a great opportunity to get to know you, and I look forward to interacting with you on fun things in the future.
Another part of our project was to utilize the personal and professional relationships of the team members to help facilitate new partnerships and make introductions with new contacts in the community. And a great example of that is we made sure that the museum leadership was introduced to the local leadership of Johnson Controls. Johnson Controls has a great national grant program, and by facilitating that introduction, the Children's Museum will be able to submit a much more competitive application and will have very high chances of getting that grant. We also found out that Johnson Controls may be able to provide some services for the museum, so a great example of how making an introduction will have a very positive long-term impact on the museum, and we hope to continue to make those kind of introductions to raise awareness for support for the museum.
One of the needs that the Children's Museum identified was books, and the curriculum director had a great idea for a project to collect a whole lot of books, let the children reach into a bathtub, pull out whatever they wanted, and exchange. But in order to find books, we tried to identify some sources for the museum, book sales around town that might have leftover children's books. Blue Bicycle Books was generous and gave a few cartons. And what I learned through trying to help match the museum's identified need with the book suppliers was that there's so many resources in the community, and it's really just a question of maybe expanding the museum's base of donors and suppliers and making more connections for them. So it was really actually fun trying to identify some of the people in the community who are very generous and have the capability to supply this particular need. Another aspect of the project David Dunlop and I worked on was an open house, and again we were trying to expand the connections that the museum already has with its donors and possible partners in the community to just broaden the reach a little bit more and maybe help them a bit with their marketing. One of the things that we were planning is probably going to happen in February. It would be a night at the museum where we might bring in some partners who are not really aware of the needs of the museum, the community that it reaches, and the goal of expanding its reach to a more diverse community, children with special needs perhaps, Title I schools, and to bring partners together to match resources that can enrich and expand the museum's reach in the community.
I know we look a little bit silly in these costumes, but don't let them fool you. We did take this project very seriously, and in addition to the Sunday Superstars program, we asked the Children's Museum what additional needs and requests did they have. Through that discussion, we were able to identify, using our professional resources, additional contributions to the Children's Museum, which included $6,600 from Charleston County, 30 passes to the Holiday Festival of Lights, which will be distributed at the next Sunday Superstars program on December 6th. And then, more importantly for the kids, the 30 cookies, for the individuals that they will receive during the children's program this Sunday as well. More importantly, and what was more interesting and out of the request was something that Dinos worked on, and I'm going to let him explain that.
Well, actually, Mark and I and the whole committee were very actively involved in helping the museum find additional displays that would be interactive for the children. And one of the displays that they were looking to provide was a boat in the lobby that would be used as a book exchange center for the children. And through all of our endeavors and efforts, we were successful in coming up with a sailboat that will actually be displayed in the lobby so that the children can actually experience not only a sailboat, but also the aspect of learning through book exchange.
Well, thank you for coming by. We hope you had fun, and we look forward to seeing you down here at the Children's Museum of the Low Country in downtown Charleston.